The Japanese giant hornet is truly larger than life. A leading authority on the world's largest hornet, Masato is also its most ardent champion. His life's passion is the most venomous of all the wasps. A relentless killing machine with a wingspan of 3 inches. For Masato, it is a thing of beauty. But his strange love affair began painfully at the age of 12.
When I was younger, I found a big hornet's nest and I tried to take it. When I did, the infuriated hornets began attacking me. But rather than being frightened, my desire to study them just got stronger. I've been fascinated with the hornets ever since.
Masato's expertise now extends from the hornet to other wasps and to bees. But his heart belongs to the Empress of the Forest. At nearly 2 inches in length, her impressive bulk, coupled with a potent venom, makes her a subject worthy of respect.
I'll never forget being stung by the giant hornet. The pain was excruciating, like a hot nail through my leg.
Masato can work with bees at his on-campus lab, but the giant hornet presents a thorny challenge. Unlike this bumblebee, it is aggressive and intolerant of captivity.
Bumblebees can live out their lives in boxes. But in the case of hornets, especially giant hornets, this is impossible. So in order to study the life cycle of giant hornets, you've of course got to go out into the field.
Out in the field, a force is emerging that will lead to the slaughter of thousands. The giant hornet queen is already carrying the eggs that will become her workers, the core of her fighting legions in the weeks to come. Even before the nest reaches peak strength, it will send forth more than 1,000 proficient killers to raid the nearby woods. The queen's sole purpose now is to bring her young into the world and to keep them safe until they reach maturity. She'll fight to the death to protect them. Heaven help the creature that triggers her wrath. Giant hornet queens will nest in a variety of underground locales. In an abandoned animal burrow, or as here, a hollow at the base of a tree. The queen has been constructing her nest for days now. To build the walls, she scrapes off tiny bits of wood and chews them into a sticky pulp. When it dries, it becomes a strong, lightweight, and flexible paper. Just the thing for the nursery. Already, the young are beginning to develop inside the nest. It takes them less than a week to go from egg to larva. And no sooner do they appear than they begin scratching with their razor-sharp mandibles at the walls of the chambers. They are hungry. They must be fed. The incessant scraping drives the queen to kill. And this is something she's very good at. An adult giant hornet fairly bristles with armament. Her powerful mandibles are her main offensive weapon. With one slice, she can decapitate her prey. Her armored shell is tough enough to withstand most defensive stings. Sharp tarsal claws are designed to hold the victim in place while she finishes the kill. Her stinger pumps out a huge dose of venom, with an enzyme so strong it can dissolve human tissue. But it's the compound eyes, attuned to the slightest movement, that are the key to the giant hornet's hunting prowess. Coming up, the queen goes on a killing spree to feed her young, and nothing is safe. Hornets from hell. The praying mantis is a formidable predator in its own right. It attacks by impaling prey between its spiked forelegs. But the hornet cannot be cowed. She is driven by the hunger of her larvae. First, the hornet cripples the mantis. Then, the victor decapitates her prey with a cold surgical precision. After slicing away the appendages, the queen will chew the mantis's flesh into a moist goo and carry it home to the nest. Her young will dine well today. All that's left of the mantis now is a soft flesh paste, which the queen feeds to her hungry offspring. She herself can't eat the prey she kills. Adult hornets can't digest solid protein. She hunts only for her young. Some of her children are still helpless larvae. Others have reached the pupa stage and have spun cocoons to protect them as they transform into full-grown adults. Still others are busy being born into the world. All are female, all sisters. They will live for only a month and will be replaced by new workers, then new ones after that. They will continue building the nest, care for the larvae, and hunt. The newborn workers lick and bite their mother to identify her as the queen. With each passing day, the growing colony requires ever more meat. The hunters bring the young their food. And the larvae in turn provide the adults with a powerful energy-boosting cocktail in their saliva. It's called Vespa Amino Acid Mixture, or VAM. Regular doses of VAM from the larvae give giant hornets the stamina to fly up to 60 miles a day at speeds of almost 25 miles an hour. Every summer, the crested honey buzzard migrates to these mountain forests from places like India and the Philippines. It is cooler here, and food is abundant. Both parents take an active role in feeding the young. They scour the forest for anything from lizards and snakes to frogs. It's a crucial time in the chick's development, and a crucial time for Masato's research. He believes the raptor has evolved an invisible defense against hornet stings and has brought along a falconer, Shuichi Ishizaka, to help him find the honey buzzard's nest.
随分高いところですね。
ちょうどあそこのこうなってる。
They hope to find evidence of a remarkable hunting strategy.
上に何か飛んでるな。
へー
While the frog makes a fine meal for the chicks, the parent will often set some meat out of the reach of her young. Masato believes the bird uses it to bait a trap. This is a close relative and a rival of the giant hornet, the yellow hornet. When this scout finds the meat, it can't resist taking some to bring back to the nest. Where the hornet leads, the bird will follow. The payoff is a protein-rich feast of hornet larvae. Like their giant cousins, yellow hornets can inject a venom that could seriously hurt the buzzard, even kill her. Just the fact that she's there ought to send the hornets into a frenzy. Yet they don't attack. The answer may lie in the honey buzzard's feathers, which Masato thinks emit a natural hornet repellent. Unfortunately, the precise nature of this secretion is still a mystery. But unlocking the puzzle of the honey buzzard's natural immunity is a crucial step in Masato's quest to find a repellent that will work on giant hornets.
If we can replicate the structure of this odor, there is a real possibility it can be applied to a human as well. This might give a person protection against being stung. This is not just interesting, it is very important.
The honey buzzards aren't here for long. They've got to take advantage of this protein bonanza while they can. And Masato, too, is short on time. The season is approaching when people most often stumble onto a giant hornet's nest. He's all too aware of what's coming. Next, tour the poisonous palace that lies beneath. And watch these hornets from hell as they prepare to embark on the outside world.
We now return to Wild. It is midsummer. The nest is nearly unrecognizable. The one simple structure has become a labyrinth. The hornets now number more than 200. They are 10 times as many as there were only weeks ago. Every day, scores of new worker Amazons join the ranks. In another 2 weeks, their numbers will double. The nest is now a powerful engine fueled by a constantly mounting hunger. The queen pumps egg after egg into the hexagonal cradles. In a single season, she will lay thousands of eggs. It has become her only purpose. The more young the queen has, the more the adults must hunt. The hunger never stops. Fed on as many as 1,000 insects a day, the larvae commence their transformation. From egg to larva, to pupa, to adult. At 2 weeks, the larvae begin spinning their cocoons, which conceal their final metamorphosis into fully developed hornets. One has become hundreds. Hundreds, thousands, all moving toward the one goal, empire. There is a darkness now on the edge of town, a rough beast slouching toward Nagano. Soon, its time will come. When the hornet's hunger reaches critical mass, their forays bring them into the middle of our world. The honeybee industry and farmers like Jitsui Komatsu play an important role in Japanese agriculture. Their bees not only produce honey, they are used to pollinate crops. Japanese bee farmers have long known their native species made very high quality honey, but not a lot of it. Like many bee farmers, Komatsu has begun importing higher yield European honeybees. But these newcomers are strangers in a strange land. They haven't had a chance to evolve any effective defenses against their new and terrible enemy. Harvest time on the island of Honshu. Throughout the land, rice and fruit farmers are out in the fields. And so is an age-old antagonist. Confrontation is inevitable. The nest is now a living extension of its queen. A massive, pulsating organism. It fills a cavernous, multi-leveled palace. A giant hornet nest can grow to more than a yard in diameter and comprise 9 distinct levels or combs. The hornets in their home are one, and the hunter readies itself for the carnage to come. Even other hornets aren't safe when these giants go on a killing spree. Wild will continue on. As the colony approaches peak population, the workers seek out new and larger sources of protein. Earlier in the season, the hornets were solitary hunters. Now they kill in packs. Today, the target is the yellow hornet. The nest is home to thousands of hardy fighters and just as many tasty larvae. A successful raid will yield 3,000 to 7,000 larvae and pupae. Pressed by hunger, the giant hornet doesn't hesitate to go after its own cousins. These yellow hornets aren't exactly easy prey, but the giant hornets are just too big, too strong, and too determined. Despite the defenders' best efforts, all resistance is crushed. Surviving yellow hornets cut their losses and flee. And the young are left to the tender mercies of the invader. They take every single larva, every single pupa. Young and old are methodically gutted and prepared for transport. The victims are squeezed until their entrails drop out. For the hungry larvae at home, there is plenty to go around. A large giant hornet colony like this one can consume the equivalent of 400 yellow hornet larvae every day. But where some see only ravenous aggressors, Masato also sees excellent providers.
The giant hornet seems brutal to us, but they are just doing what they have to do to survive. They are excellent mothers and fierce protectors, which people find out all the time when they get too close.
In this world, it can be a very short step indeed from maternal instinct to sudden tragedy. Miles outside the small town of Towacho, Teru Muto and her friend Keo Yamaguchi have come to light incense and leave gifts at a place that has become sacred to them. A place they can never forget. It was a warm morning in September. Teru had asked her husband Koichi to clear some weeds near the house. As Koichi started the cutter and began to hack away at the weeds, the vibrations carried across the field to a nearby giant hornet colony. It was a massive 8-layered nest. The hornets quickly rose to its defense. Within seconds, Koichi had a dozen giant hornets on him, each stinging repeatedly. Teru, too, was stung on her collarbone. Ignoring his own stings, Koichi tried to squeeze the hornet poison out of his wife's neck.
My symptoms came quickly. My throat tightened up and I couldn't speak.
As Teru ran for help, her husband was completely engulfed by the giant hornets. He was stung more than a dozen times on his face and neck. He began to black out. Within hours, the venom started breaking down the tissues in Koichi's face. After several days, there would be no face left at all. By the time help arrived, it was too late.
It happened so fast. He died within 15 minutes. He let me live, and he passed away.
Every year, hundreds of Japanese are stung by venomous insects like the giant hornet. Every year, 40 or more die, most from a massive allergic reaction to the venom. Masato knows the only way to deal with the problem is by understanding the giant hornet's ways. So, when trouble strikes, he's often the one who's called in. Today, he's on the trail of a large giant hornet nest local residents want removed. To find it, he's enlisting the aid of a veteran tracker.
This is Mr. Ogiso. He's another hornet hunter. He has a special technique to find the nesting site of the giant hornet. Today, he will help me to get it. Yeah.
Ogiso's method is to turn a hornet into an unwitting traitor. Normally, giant hornets are difficult for humans to trail. But the flag he loops around the hornet's waist should help the trackers follow her back to the nest.
分かってんのかな、ビニールのあれが。ビニールのこの枠が分かってんのかな、逃げるとこ見ると。オフィスがありそうかな。
これだけ元気なね、働き蜂がいたらね。見晴らしのいいところでね。
They know the general location of the colony. Now they just need to keep their eyes on the mark when she makes a beeline home.
お、待ったぞ。松のへこんだとこ越えてったぞ。向こう側だ、巣は。おー、行った行った行った行った。ああ、行く行く行く行く。あ。
The ploy has led Masato and Ogiso right to the nest.
でもこれ取れますかね、今。
今ちょっと身支度がこれではね、穴が刺されちゃうから、ちょっと後から支度をしてやり直したらいいんじゃない？
そうですかね。There is a nest, but it's too dangerous. We will come back tonight.
Masato and crew dissect the nest, but will they make it out alive? And the ultimate battle of the bees. Wild will be right back. This phase of the mission requires the help of two other hornet hunters, Masato Tamukai and Hidemitsu Ogawa. The three men must carefully plan their approach. Removing a giant hornet nest can be as dicey as defusing a bomb. They know that when hornets sense danger, they'll swarm. At night, the queen and most of her workers are inside the nest. And unlike bees, hornets can sting as many times as they want without harm to themselves. Masato and the others must dress for the occasion.
Because as you know, the Mandarin work is so aggressive. So if we do not use this kind of vespa suit, we get many stings that are very painful and dangerous, even for me.
The crew has a powerful weapon in its arsenal, a smoke bomb. They hope a hefty dose of smoke will momentarily stun the Hornets, so Masato and the others can work safely. The crew bags as many as they can before the Hornets come to. Although their suits are made of a tough fiber, they are not impervious to the Hornets' quarter-inch stingers. Success. Masato will take some of the insects back to his lab for research. And he can't believe his luck. In the midst of thousands of groggy hornets, he has stumbled on the queen. The source of the entire colony's genetic material. She's a rare find indeed. This time, there's a satisfying conclusion to a dangerous operation. But this is just one of hundreds of nests scattered throughout the woods. Any one of them could wreak mortal havoc. All it takes is one. One enterprising scout to find a honeybee colony. Mark it with a pheromone. Return with a band of natural-born killers. And make all hell break loose. The giant hornet is 5 times the size of a European honeybee. The defenders greatly outnumber the hornets. They know what their enemies want, and they will die trying to stop it. But 30 giant hornets can annihilate a colony of 30,000 bees in 3 hours. It's not even a battle. It's simply a massacre. The bees will manage to kill a few of their foes. But even when their stingers penetrate the hornet's thick armor, the hornets continue to attack. After only an hour, the ground is thick with severed bee heads and bodies. Few remaining soldiers make their last stand at the entrance. Nearly every bee in the colony is dead or dying. Now, the hornets will take what they came for. They will gorge themselves on honey, but their chief plunder is the honeybee larvae and pupae that can feed their young for weeks. Then, as quickly as it began, the slaughter is over, and all is quiet again. Within nature's intricate web of checks and balances, there is a place for payback. These too are honeybees. They've made their hive in a hollow tree. They too are caring for their young. But these are native Japanese honeybees, and they are not quite as defenseless as their European cousins. They have evolved a secret weapon against the giant hornet, one they may need often in this deadly season. This hornet is the advanced guard of an attack force the bees could never withstand. But this time, the bees set a trap. They want the hornet inside. And the hornet obliges. The scout's main task is to mark the hive with the telltale pheromone so that her sisters can find it later. But the native honeybees know her game. By swinging their abdomens to and fro, they signal their strategy to one another. The bees hold off until the last possible moment. And then, as if one mind, they swarm. The hornet is engulfed by hundreds of bees. But they don't sting the intruder. Instead, as revealed by thermal photography, they all begin to vibrate, gradually raising their collective temperature to 117 degrees Fahrenheit. Japanese honeybees can tolerate a temperature of 118 degrees. Their victim's upper limit is 115. The hornet scout is slowly roasted alive. And the secret of the honeybee's location dies with her. It is the end of the season. Winter will soon seize the colony, and the queen is growing weaker by the day. Only now will she lay unfertilized eggs, which will become the first male hornets, whose sole purpose is to provide sperm to a new generation of queens. At the same time, some of the larvae are developing into queens, triggered perhaps by the huge doses of protein they're being fed. The males won't stay here. They fly to other nests to fertilize their new queens. Queens will only accept males in the late morning. The window is only open for a few hours. All are welcome, but as a rule, only one gets to mate. Having fulfilled their only function, the stingerless males will die within days. The hundreds of fertilized queens must now search out a place to weather the coming storm and wait for spring. In the end, what neither human nor animal had been able to accomplish, the revolving cycle of seasons has brought about in its own good time. As its food sources vanish, the colony literally starves to death. The old queen is long dead. It's the end of the season for Masato Ono as well. He will take what he has learned back to the laboratory, where he'll continue to unravel the mystery of one of nature's most remarkable predators. The mountain forests of Nagano are shrouded in a deep serenity. For now.